In this video, we're going to be talking about the account receivable financing or finance charges. And before we do anything, what we're going to do is we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to come over here to defaults. And up at the top, we have an AR financing defaults option here, and we're just going to select it. And this is going to open up the control to allow us to set some of the defaults that we want to have. And we're going to go through what these are. Now, the first thing is we're going to select the location that we want to set the defaults for. So we can actually have different defaults for different locations. And the locations, again, are if we have multiple stores and we've got Lizzy tracking all the different places. The next thing is whether we want to use credit limits. I mentioned in an earlier video that there was a place to tell the system that you want to actually use credit limits when it's creating an account receivable. This is where you would do that. So you can see that store 1 is actually using credit limits and store 2 is not. Then the net due days, how many days we're going to give them before the bill is actually due. The net due day, day of month. So if it's going to fall on a particular day of month, if it doesn't matter, then we just leave that blank. Discount due days, how many days do we give them to pay prior to this discount or the due date, that if they pay before that time period, we give them a discount. And then when we do give them a discount, are we going to discount the entire invoice or only a portion of it? And then discount percentage, so how much of a discount are we giving them? What is the annual percentage rate on our finance charges? The minimum finance charge that we charge per month, the grace period, and the grace period basically says that if the AR has been created within the last certain amount of time, we're going to ignore it. We're not going to calculate finance charges until it's at least 15 days old. Now, right now you can see that it's only 5 days, which is not very long. And then the finance account, what account number are we going to hit when we actually create these finance charges? Now, we can click the plus sign to add another entry, or we can edit an existing entry with the pencil, or we can even delete the entry altogether if we want to. Now, once you've set these finance defaults, all we're going to do is close that control, and we're going to go back over here to accounting, receivables, and here you have AR finance charges. And to do this, all you're going to do is select AR finance charges. And then in this case, we've got 2 locations that have finance charges set up. If you only have one, you're only going to have one option. But all you're going to do is click the Create Finance Charges option here, and Lizzy is going to go out, look at every account receivable, and determine whether or not it needs to calculate a finance charge against that receivable. And if so, it will automatically add an entry to it, adjusting its balance to include an additional finance charge that was added to their account. Now, you'll notice up here a good number of notes. Here's a warning telling you that 5 days are set for your grace period, and that may not be very long. And then you've got other notes and stuff. So if you forget how something works or what's going to happen when we click this, taking a really quick review of these notes at the top will give you a good idea of what's about to happen. But that is all there is to actually adding finance charges to the current AR entries that you have inside of Lizzy.